One of the most common questions I have is how much money have I spent on my Tesla? Well, let me give you guys all the information. I've had this vehicle for 2 years, over 2 years now. I have 70 plus thousand kilometers on this car, and frankly, I absolutely am shocked at how much money I've spent on this car. I'm not trying to clickbait you. It's not as much as you think, but it's not a lot of money I spent because I had to. Some of the stuff I spent because I wanted to. Okay, I'll get into that in a second. If you guys don't know who I am, by the way, my name is Gabby. I am basically making YouTube videos based on EV vehicles and Teslas more specifically. I happen to own a Model S 100D. Wonderful, wonderful car. And if you guys want to see these kind of videos, you guys want to see more videos from me, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any future upcoming videos. With that said, let's get the intro started, and I'll give you guys everything I can with regards to, well, how much money I spent on my Tesla with when it comes to, well, 2 years and 70,000 kilometers. Here's the thing, it's really interesting for me to talk about this because I often get questions about my car and, Tesla specifically, and how much money I've spent on this car so far, and, how much does it cost to do this, that, the other thing. I think it's a normal question to have asked, but I am in a unique position too because I can't technically give answers that people would suspect or expect me to give. And one of the biggest things that I'm going to get out of the way right now is I have as far as my car goes, I have free supercharging for life. So when it comes to how much I paid for charging, I paid a whopping $4.75 at one time at the very, very beginning because I went to a non-Tesla charger and I didn't realize that you had to pay for that was being charged, like they actually charged for that time. So I ended up paying for that one time. But aside from that, I've never actually paid for my car and for, basically traveling. So you can essentially say I traveled 70,000 kilometers with $0 as far as fueling. And so that's something I just kind of wanted to get out of the way early in the video, so you guys, don't think later on that I was trying to clickbait you guys. But yeah, I have spent money on this car, but I haven't really spent money that I needed to per se. The only time I spent money outside of I guess the basic stuff, which we're going to get into in a couple of minutes, but I spent a lot of money on car washes. If you guys want to know how much money I spent on car washes, stay tuned till the end of the video. You guys will be shocked. I'll tell you guys at the end of the video. But in the meantime, if you guys want, take some guesses in the comment section and then see if you're right. I'm just curious what you think I spent in 2 years, 70,000 kilometers. How much money did I spend on car washes? Now, the true money that I put into this car. I did replace my 2 rear tires. That was about last year, so I think I had about 30,000 kilometers on it. But both rear tires all happened within 7 days, exactly 7 days. So it happened on the first one on a Saturday, and then the second Saturday the same thing happened. I had my passenger side rear tire get a nail right in the wall, so you can't repair that. I ended up having to dish out the money for that, and that was around $400 approximately. And then exactly a week later, almost to the hour, I had another puncture on the driver's side rear this time, and again that cost me close to $400. So those cost me, but I think they would cost on any vehicle, obviously. But as far as what was Tesla related, from my own pocket, I chose to get my brakes checked. That cost me around $200. And the reason I got my brakes checked was because I heard there was a lot of squeaking coming from my tires. And I later found out they did the test. They kind of, they ran through the whole process. Everything was fine. In fact, my brakes are very good. But what ended up happening is because I wasn't using the brakes, I barely ever, if ever, I use my brakes. I've gotten really good with using my regen, and so I didn't use my brakes a lot, and I just happened to wash my car and at home, And so when I was washing my car, I got a lot of soap onto my brake pads. And again, because I don't use my brakes very often, it turned into kind of a wonky scenario where suddenly, I was coming to a stop and it was this really, really horrible sound. So I just decided to take it down to Tesla and I said, you know what, I don't care. I just want to get my brakes checked. So I did pay $200 to get my, do a full check on all my brakes, get an alignment done, get all that stuff done. So yeah, I paid $200 out of my own pocket for that. Apparently all I really needed to do is bring the car up to speed, approximately 100 kilometers an hour, slam on the brakes really hard. It just basically you're heating up the brakes, burning off any grime. So I could have saved myself $200 by doing that, but I didn't know about that. It was just kind of a funny thing for Tesla telling me to, just bring the car up to speed and slam on the brakes. I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me that before. It's one of those things, I guess. But the other thing too was my wiper blades. Now I do have to say that the wiper blades on the Tesla are, at least on my Tesla, I don't know what it is about, other cars. On my Tesla, it's horrible. Like I can go through those wiper blades. I live in Vancouver, so I can kind of understand the winter and all that stuff. I can kind of understand the winters. But to be honest, I can put brand new wiper blades. I'll go down to Tesla, I'll buy brand new wiper blades, and then within like a week of use, they keep leaving lines everywhere. No matter how much I clean them, it's really annoying. If you guys know the solution, or if you know some other brand that I can use for my Tesla Model S, please leave it in the comment section. I'm very, very curious. I'll be more than happy to give it a try. I don't like Tesla's wiper blades. I really don't. And they come out to about $35 per side, I think. That's kind of what I remember. I don't have the clear numbers on it, but anyway, it's like around $100 basically to replace my wiper blades. And I've done that already 2 times, the first year and then one more time. So I did it 3 times, but one of the times they actually covered it. They did it without charging me. So realistically, I only paid for it twice. So let's just call it $200 for the sake of argument. But so it wasn't too bad. And but again, I would like to find different types of wiper blades for my Model S. Now, to be honest with you, that is absolutely it as far as what I actually paid out to Tesla, as far as maintenance or anything like this. Again, charging, I haven't paid a penny. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to go. I have supercharging for life, so it's kind of nice because I can just go on these road trips and never worry about it. It is a good feeling. Obviously, it's not like it's a lot to charge anyway, but it's one more thing I don't have to worry about. So my car's just keeps on giving. It's really good. Now I did spend other upgrades, and so I did not do the FSD upgrade, and I did not do like the hardware 3 or the MCU 2 upgrade. I am thinking very, very strongly about the MCU 2. That's going to cost me a bit of money. I think that's about $3,800 Canadian. And frankly, it's just a lot of money to be spending on the car right now. But I mean, it's $3,800 I might spend, but again, that's a choice. And to be honest with you, from here on, I don't have any extra expenses. I get the free connectivity as well. And I think this is where, I try and explain to people that a lot of these options are no longer available. And so it's really difficult for me when people ask me these questions, because they're like, okay, so how much do you really spend? And I'm like, okay, well, I don't. That's just it. I bought the car at the right time. And when I bought my car, I had this as an option, and so my car did come with a free supercharging, unlimited supercharging. I got for as long as I owned the car, actually. And then the same thing is with the connectivity, which I believe is now like $15. So $15 a month, I think it is. But so I have all that stuff for free, and it's one of the other reasons why I keep saying to people, I'll never sell my, I'll never sell my car, because that for as long as I own the car, I basically travel for free. I can be dead broke, as long as I can pay my insurance and food, I guess. I can literally just drive around the world, around at least North America. So it's quite interesting. It's a really interesting scenario. But I did spend some money on some of the other things, obviously the accessories, but as we might make a separate video. If you guys want to see anything like that, like in a separate video where I can go through you want me to go through some of the accessories I've done, obviously the window tinting, the spoilers, some of the interior stuff, the wheels, the tires, that kind of stuff. I did upgrade the car, so there are some expenses there, but honestly, that's about it. That's my expenses are really, really low. Now, if you guys stayed this far along in the video, you're probably wondering how much did I spend on my car washes. Now, to be honest with you, it is one of my biggest expenses to date, and it is incredible. So remember, 2 years, 70,000+ kilometers on my car, and I spent just a little over $500 on car washes, which is absolutely insane. I don't remember ever spending that kind of money on car washes. Normally I just wash it myself, or something along those lines. But then, like, because I'm taking on road trips, I go and find like a little place where I can get a car washed up, because as you guys know, or may not know, on the highways these cars are collecting bugs like crazy. So I have the silver. So the silver, for me, that color is a very, very good color. It does not show the dirt as much as most other colors, and so I guess in that sense it is good, because if that car was black, I can almost guarantee you I would have spent a heck of a lot more than that. Now, with that said, I would like to point out that I actually bought, so this is car washes that are just car washes. This is outside of me washing it at home, but the amount of stupid things I bought to wash the car with and clean the car with, we're probably looking at another like $300-400. So yeah, you can essentially say I spent closer to $1,000 over the last 2 years just on cleaning the car, essentially. So obviously that's both home and out, so it's kind of weird. It is a lot of money to be cleaning a car. It's a very strange feeling, but yeah, that's essentially the cost of my car. So all of you who have asked, it has been a very interesting scenario, because the car has gotten so much better over time, and it's very difficult to try and explain to people that I really haven't spent anything on this car that the car required, but rather I spent a heck of a lot of money on the car on things that it didn't need. And even for the money I spent at Tesla for the brakes, it wasn't something I needed to do. I just, it's brakes, and I just wanted to be sure. So that's the only real reason I did that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys want to see some more videos like this and talking about EVs and Teslas, then again, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell, and turn your notifications on. You'll never miss a video coming out. With all that said, please everybody, stay safe, drive safe, and I'll catch you guys in the comments.